People from porn industry get tested more than people who are having casual sex out there. People in porn are more vigilant. From a scientific point of view, I would say about casual sex is STDs. I have gay friends who are just like, it's really hard to find gay men who are not HIV positive. It boggled my mind that people were into casual sex. I was talking to a straight woman and she's like kissing random dudes in the bar that she met and like sleeping around. They're like, oh, I'm just curious. Do you ask prior to doing it if they have STDs or what? It kind of ruins the mood, but at the same time, safety first. Anyway, I ask people who are into casual sex before you have sex, do you ask them if they have STDs? Do you check if they're HIV positive? Do you ask for documentation to see if they are positive for anything? The answer was no. And I'm like, how would you know if they're clean? I'm sorry, but that is a thing, okay? And to say, well, we use a condom is not enough to shield you from STDs. Imagine if you have the lifestyle of doing that every single day, every single night you go party and you bring home a person and you have sex with them, regardless of protection, like condoms and everything. The risk of you getting STDs, the risk of you getting pregnant is quite high. You know, it's just reckless behavior. You say, hey, it's so hard to get pregnant. But I say, you know how many sperm gets out there? And it only takes one of them to hit your egg and then you're pregnant. 1 out of millions. What are the chances for that one ejaculation of millions of little sperm to get to your one egg? I know, it's so hard. It's a battlefield. They have to penetrate through walls. They have to survive through acid. They have to do all these things to get to the egg, but still 1 out of the millions. Come on now. And then when they get the jackpot, boom, pregnancy. They're like, oh, I have birth control. I have all these things. Okay, great. Fantastic. Good job. But still STDs. And you don't get tested. They don't get tested. Come on now. Nobody is checking. And they're just like, ooh, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to sleep around over and over and over and over. And nobody's checking. So how much stuff is out there already? You know, if me, as a person who's monogamous, committed, a long-term relationship, okay, you're committed to that person for a really long time, okay? You get checked. You get checked prior. And if you happen to break up, so sad, oh, you get checked after and make sure, you know, you're clean before, you clean after, okay? That's just me. So I'm saying, please be vigilant about these things. STD spreads, regardless of where and how. There are ways to prevent. Please do your best to prevent. And of course, if we're talking about morally, the Bible speaks against casual sex. And I mean, for good reason, if you think about it scientifically. And that's why we process these issues through a scientific and biblical point of view. It just all makes sense all around. So regardless of which one you follow, why wouldn't you? In the biblical times, any sex that is not for the purpose of procreation is sinful. If you impregnate a woman, the likelihood of them dying while giving birth is quite high. The likelihood of the baby dying during childbirth is quite high. So to people in the biblical times, it's quite risky to engage in this kind of sex. Just because in modern times, we could just like, oh, you're pregnant? Okay, let's go to the hospital. The hospital will help you and keep you from dying when giving birth and keeping the child alive. They didn't have that. You have to read all these things in its historical context.